What's going on, everybody? B-Sky here with
G.O.D.
And on today's show, we got the matchups.
Yeah.
We're going over every matchup, all the sit starts, all that stuff. We had a Thursday night football game. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Jets and Broncos. The Jets are probably not going to win a football game this year.
I'll tell you who did win. MetLife Stadium.
Yep, absolutely. So, we got the matchups coming up.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, if you especially if you got one of those Pittsburgh Steelers Tennessee games or any players in that game, we got the play for you.
Yeah, of course. So, keep it locked and loaded right here at the first 4 downs.
Drop it.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. B-Sky here with G.O.D., and we're going over the matchups. It's week 4. Hopefully, you're dominating your league, and you're not struggling too bad. We got some...
Shit, hopefully you're getting by with all the injuries.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
And the new bye weeks. You
Yeah.
know, Tennessee Titans, Pittsburgh Steelers. So that actually, it helps and it hurts. It's good because you get the bye weeks out of the way, but it also, if you planned ahead to have your bye week set up, now it's all changed around. So before we get into today's content, don't forget, like the video, subscribe, thumb, bell, comment. Let us know how we're doing. See what we could do to better your experience, essentially. So we could jump into the matchups for week 4. First matchup on the docket, we got Jacksonville on the road against Cincinnati. In my opinion, this is like a little bit of a sleeper of game of the week, where there could be a lot of points scored in this game, but it could also be terrible. Who really knows? So Jacksonville side of the ball, James Robinson has been great. Actually, he's the RB5, I want to say, or 6 on the season.
It's the Arian Foster this year.
Yeah,
so far.
So he's really performing very well. Cincinnati's been beat on the ground throughout the season this year, so obviously I like him as a start. Gardner Minshew, he's a possible starter. DJ Chark, he's coming off the injury report.
He had a nipple injury.
Yeah, of course. So he's a viable starter for me in this game also. There could be a lot of points scored in this game. I worry about whether it's going to be through the wide receivers, considering both teams have been pretty efficient against the wide receivers. They haven't given up a lot of fantasy points to the wide receiver position, Cincinnati and Jacksonville. On the Cincinnati side of the ball, Joe Burrow should have a great start. Jacksonville struggled against quarterbacks so far, through the air, running the football, and Joe Burrow can do it all, in my opinion. Joe Mixon, what do you do with him? You know, hopefully, if you drafted Joe Mixon, you could put him in your flex at best, but outside of that, I don't know. And then Tyler Boyd. That's really the only pass catcher I can fully trust. T. Higgins did have 2 touchdowns last week. He's a little sleeper in this game. You never know. And A.J. Green's actually getting a lot of targets, so he could produce.
But he also sucks because he's getting shut down by the top corners right now. You know what I'm saying? For Gardner, though, you know what I'm saying? He's looked pretty bad without DJ Chark as number 1 option. You know what I'm saying? He's back this week, so hopefully they get that rapport going and, you know what I'm saying, get some love through that air because he just looked terrible last week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Giving Robinson, like I said, is this year's Arian Foster. You know what I'm saying? So far through 3 games. So, I mean, you go see a Cincinnati team that's 31 against the run. Come on, man. He should continue to eat, continue to feast the way he's been doing. They actually run through him right now. I feel like right now he's a supreme buy, sell high candidate. You know what I'm saying? Given that Armstead and Ozigbo should be back pretty soon. You know what I mean? But you go to Cincy. You know what? I think Burrow could be a top 7 play at quarterback this week.
Yeah.
You're looking at Higgins. You know what I'm saying? As you just said, 15 targets in the last 2 games. 3 touchdowns on the season. He looks like a guy that he's starting to trust a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Higgins was a dynamic prospect coming out of Clemson in this draft. So, you know what I'm saying? Tyler Boyd is the man right now. He's getting the targets. I think, you know what I'm saying, like we said, if you don't know, throughout last year at LSU, you know what I'm saying, half his production with those 60 touchdowns, you know what I'm saying, and 6,300 yards, something like that, came out of the slot. So Boyd is starting to see that love. I don't like A.J. Green at all. You know what I'm saying? If you have him on your team, just go ahead and burn him up. To be honest with you. I wish they had an IR spot just for him, even though he's playing.
Yeah.
Starts in this game, you know what I'm saying? I think there is going to be a lot of fantasy output here, given that it's a 49 over and under, you know what I'm saying? So Cincinnati is favored by 3 in this game, but I'm starting Robinson, Minshew, and Chark to get that connection back. I'm starting Burrow and Boyd, T. Higgins, and Mixon. I think this is his game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, Jacksonville's, you know, mediocre through the defending the run. I think this is finally his game to break out, though.
Yeah, I mean, last season, Jacksonville was terrible against the run, especially to end the season. Coming to this year, they haven't been great. They've been okay, but, of course, Mixon, this is the time for him.
Who you got winning?
Cincinnati, at home.
I think I got Cincinnati.
I got to beat Jacksonville. So, we can move on to the next game. we got Indianapolis on the road against the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
Of course, Bears starting.
I just like saying it.
Bears bench Mitchell Trubisky finally. So Nick Foles is starting quarterback. The only player I like in this game on the Chicago Bears side is Allen Robinson, that I can fully trust. Indianapolis, their defense has really stepped up. They've shut down the run. Last week, David Montgomery really struggled. So I'm hard pressed to start David Montgomery this week.
I'm tired of David Montgomery.
Yeah, I mean,
what I'm saying? He's not one of those guys that hit the holes different. Chicago Bear fans, you know exactly what I mean. He hits holes and he does a lot of movement, and he runs actually 100 yards to gain 1 yard.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's just something that's like not highly sustainable. What's really, really good right now, though, Tariq Cohen is on the IR for the season. If there's any game he's going to show it, I mean, given that Darius Leonard's going to be on him heavily, this is not really the best game for him to break out. But we'll get to see what he can do with a full workload. You know what I'm saying? Cordell Patterson may get some carries in this game, but, you know, this is a time for him to really show what he can do. Now, the tight end position, Jimmy DeGram, he's a pro. I feel like he can get open, make some plays for him. I like Allen Robinson. I like Andre Miller. You know what I'm saying? Or Anthony Miller, excuse me. Yeah. I really like Chicago at home on this one. It's a 43 over and a half. It's going to be really a tough defensive type of game. That's what Vegas is saying. And Indy is only favored by 2.5 points. So they're saying that there's something there. Honestly, I really feel like overall, this is going to be a Rivers game. A Rivers game where he's bad. I give him like 3 interceptions in this game. That pressure from they do got a great offensive line, but I think that pressure from Quinn and Khalil Mack and company, they're gonna get to him a little bit. And I think they got enough on the defensive sets to confuse the shit out of Rivers and make him just throw balls in the air.
I got you. Honest with you. On the Indianapolis Colts side, Jonathan Taylor been great. Chicago Bears on the season, 4.9 yards per carry they've given up so far. Not very good. Not horrible, but not good. Jonathan Taylor should have a huge game. In that same breath, wide receivers. Indianapolis struggled. Period. Paris Campbell, IR. Pittman, IR. T.Y. Hilton eventually will find some love. Chicago Bears have not given up a touchdown to the wide receiver position.
Xavier Rhodes playing really
550
well
receiving yards, 0 touchdowns to the wide receiver. So T.Y. Hilton, I don't think he finds the end zone in this one.
He's definitely sit for me in this game.
Mo Alley Cox, you never know, but Trey Burton's supposed to be back this week, right?
Trey Burton and Jack Doyle. It's like, you know, given the production that he has, you know what I'm saying, and what Rivers does to the tight end position, and then you get these 2 other guys coming in. It's like, and they both, honestly, in the last 3 years have been terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I think I'm sitting Mo Alley Cox at best being a sleeper. I wouldn't start him in this game. 10 to 12 man league, if you're starting Mo Alley Cox, you're probably not, you know what I'm saying, don't have a good tight end, period.
Yeah, of course. So we're split on this game. I got the Indianapolis Colts on the road. Tough matchup. And you got the Bears, right?
The Bears.
The Bears. Okay. We can move on. New Orleans Saints on the road against the Detroit Lions. This is another game I think we might be split on. But in this game, no Michael Thomas, already ruled out. No Jared Cook, already ruled out. Marshawn Lattimore, Janoris Jenkins, both ruled out on the defensive side for the New Orleans Saints. Kamara, nothing short of outstanding, period. It should probably continue. Detroit's got a bottom 5 run defense. Kamara doesn't make a lot of work in the rushing game, essentially, because they utilize Latavius Murray to run the football on early downs.
Murray's my sleeper in this game. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Given Michael Thomas did practice, but he's been ruled out already in this game. They're looking for Traquan Smith and Emmanuel Sanders to get, you know what I'm saying, involved in this game a little bit more. You know, I think Murray's going to have a pretty good day on the run, given Detroit is terrible against the run. Yes, Galladay is back, right? So you know the woes that they have with Galladay out, and I think that Matthew Stafford, you know what I'm saying, I think they're going to have a good game. I think it comes down to coaching. And I think that this New Orleans Saints team, is just too good to lose to the Detroit Lions team, to be honest with you.
I got you. Detroit side of the ball. They're fully healthy. All the running backs, all the wide receivers. They're finally healthy. Galladay. Start for me, Stafford. 7 career games against the New Orleans Saints. Average over 300 yards passing. 2+ touchdowns. That's good numbers. Now, yes, they have to get it done against the Saints. It's the New Orleans Saints. They got to beat them. But I like Galladay in this game. Hawkinson. New Orleans Saints, worst team in the league against the tight end. So, Hawkinson should have a big game. Marvin Jones. Who knows? He could have 25 points, or he could have 5 points.
But just on the season so far, his ADOT is like around 7 yards. So it's like, I don't know what he can really necessarily do. And you look at the running game, it don't really look like nothing special at all either. So you're thinking about a lot of 7-yard passes, and then the limited targets that Galladay already gets. Where are they going to win this football game at?
You know what?
And it's a 54.5 over and under. New Orleans is still favored 4.5 on the road. I got New Orleans in this game. Period. I think Sean Payton finds a way to win.
I got you.
Especially with Taysom Hill, that dynamic is crazy.
It's possible. I'm gonna go with the underdog here. Yeah. Detroit at home, and I like the pass catchers, the running backs. I'm not starting any of them. I can't trust AP against New Orleans front. Swift, you know what I mean? Kerryon Johnson.
I'm sitting both of those guys.
Yeah, of course. So we're split on that matchup, but we can move to the next matchup. We got the Los Angeles Chargers on the road against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's not very many players I could start on the Chargers side of the football. Tampa Bay has been very good against the run, just over the last few seasons as it is, even going into this season. So you're not sitting Austin Eckler. He's done great in the pass game, especially with Herbert under center. So I'm going to start Austin Eckler. I can't really sit him. Keenan Allen has also been very good over the last 2 weeks with Herbert under center. Mike Williams ruled out, so that's who I like. Hunter Henry, I can't start him. Tampa's been good, pretty good against tight ends, so I'm not starting him there. Flip side of the ball, Tampa Bay Bucks. Brady, I'm on the fence with starting here.
Brady looked like Brady last week.
Yeah, Brady's been great. Don't get me wrong. The Chargers defense and the Chargers secondary is very elite. Well, even missing Chris Harris Jr.
Yeah, Chris Harris Jr. is out. Melvin Ingram's out on the offensive line. So, you know what I'm saying, that they're able to double Bosa. You know what I mean? So, we seen that last week in the game against Carolina, and they just ate them up. I think Tampa Bay is cut from a different cloth. You know what I'm saying? My start in this game is Rojo. I think he will find a little bit of success, even with Fournette out. You know what I mean? I really like Tampa in this game. You know what I'm saying? The best thing the Chargers have going for them is they got old Dr. Kevorkian over there in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Herbert has been very good for him, throwing 300 yards in the last 2 games. You know what I'm saying? So he should be able to, you know what I'm saying, sprinkle a little bit of love out there. But I just don't think that offense has enough firepower to beat this team, even without Godwin.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Godwin, like you just mentioned, ruled out. Mike Evans. It's a tough spot in the start for me. I really do. I'm not saying you would sit Mike Evans, but it's still he's got a tough matchup on that outside. You know, so he's going to be dealing with Casey Hayward more than likely. Running out of the slot if he can would give him an advantage, but I'm not so sure if they're going to utilize him like that. Tight end position, Gronkowski, you saw last week. Got the 7 targets, uptick. I think this is a game where he could be pretty viable. It's going to, like I said, this is going to be a tougher football game than you think. Now, by no means am I taking the Chargers to win this game. Tampa should roll. But the defense is going to give Brady a little bit of fits, I think. So
you know what? My starts in this game is Allen, Tampa Bay defense.
Oh, yeah.
Evans, Rojo. I'm sleeping on Kelly. And Gronk. I think Gronk sees the end zone in this one.
Yeah, I got Gronk as a maybe on my thing. That's where I got him listed. Tampa Bay defense, of course. Mike Evans, Brady, Jones, Rojo. Chargers been very good against running backs. They've shut down a lot of good running backs. So he's a pure volume play for me. You know what I mean? Without Leonard Fournette in there, he should see the volume to be able to get fantasy points. Yeah. Hopefully he finds the end zone. So we're both on Tampa Bay. That's easy. We can move to the next matchup. So Cleveland on the road against Dallas. Huge point over under. You got 2 bottom half secondaries, giving up a lot of fantasy points to wide receivers.
Yeah.
You got 2. You could say
over and under.
You could say somewhat elite wide receiver course. Dallas, you already see. I mean, come on, CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, Coop. On the flip side, OBJ is all right. He's still an elite receiver in my opinion.
He hasn't had that super game, that super OB game, but you know what?
He's not getting the love either. I mean, he's not getting 10 targets, 12 targets like a number one should probably get anyway. So.
That ding and dunk they do, you know what I'm saying? Especially, you know what I'm saying, with Kareem Hunt being questionable for this game. I think this could be a 30-plus touch game for Chubb. I think even a negative game script, he's still going to be very viable in this game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I think Baker's a sleeper in this game, to be honest with you. Knowing the points that Dallas could put up, he should be throwing the ball a lot in this game.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I like OBJ in this game. I'm still sitting Jarvis Landry until he produces an actual game. I think that hip is still favoring him a lot, and I just wouldn't bet my starting lineup on it. You know what I'm saying? Both of these defenses are bad against the tight end, though. You know what I'm saying? You got Dallas 67 in the touchdown on the last 2, and Cleveland's giving up 179 and 3 touchdowns on the season. So you know what I'm saying? Schultz is a sleeper for me. Hooper's a sleeper for me. I think they might both probably see the end zone.
I think Hooper is asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like when he's on the field, I think he's got 6 catches for 80 yards on the season.
In my opinion, I never thought of him as a dynamic talent. I think that him being lined up with Matt Ryan in that offense, you know what I'm saying, was just something different because Matt Ryan, they obviously love the tight end. It hasn't really happened to Hayden Hurst yet, but I think it will, you know what I'm saying, in season long, you know what I mean? But in this game, Dallas favored by 5 points. Who are you taking in this game?
I got to take Dallas.
Dallas at home, man.
Yeah, plain and simple at home.
They've been so close.
And I'm firing everybody up. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper.
Zeke.
Yeah, I mean, everybody on offense, essentially. And Landry is a flex option for me. I think regardless if Cleveland's going to be fighting for points, Landry's going to see some sort of work at some point. You know what I mean? So OBJ hopefully has a big game, but we don't know.
Yeah.
And then Chubb, obviously. Baker, like you said, with the sleeper. Back-to-back games, 2 touchdowns thrown. You know what I mean? Not great, but not bad. He should have a big day, hopefully. And if it's in negative game script, as long as he doesn't make too many mistakes, it should be fine. But Dallas, absolutely. So we'll move on. Seattle.
Yeah, come on.
On the road against Miami. There's not much to talk about. Chris Carson, he's questionable in this game, right?
Yeah.
He practiced limited basis all week. In my opinion, I think they should hold him out just because they don't need him.
And if they do hold him out, look out for Homer. I'm telling you, this kid is dope out of the U, out of Miami. He's been drafted on that team for a reason. His explosiveness is like bar none crazy. Catch out of the backfield. This is a Seattle running back. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you're in deep-ass leagues, you know what I'm saying, like 12 to 14 mans, get him in your lineup, probably in your flex, you know what I mean? But, I mean, 10 mans, obviously you can't start him just right now. That's that's like crazy to do, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, just look at him. You know what I'm saying? A knee injury could linger for Chris Carson throughout the year. So, they're already down with Rashard Penny. Chris Carson, Carlos Hyde, I mean, he's coming off almost 1,000-yard season. I mean, he could be a sleeper in this game as well, but just look out for Homer. I got a feeling. So,
you're firing him DK, Lockett, Russ.
Yeah.
You're never not starting those guys. Miami side of the ball. I would start Fitzpatrick. Seattle's been the worst team in the league by far against the wide receiver position. The worst secondary, period. So, Fitzpatrick, I'm sorry, you got to get him in the
quarterback
start.
has one hand.
I got you. You got to get Fitzpatrick in the lineup, plain and simple. Devontae Parker, this is the day for him to have 100 yards and a touchdown. Preston Williams, somebody dropped him.
I'm still sitting Preston Williams.
I got you. I'm in between. He caught a touchdown last week on limited targets.
He still don't look good yet.
I know, but I'm just thinking in a mindset of playing Seattle and hopefully them cooking the Dolphins as it is.
And honestly, you shouldn't underestimate Dolphins. Their defense been pretty. They've been okay.
They've
you know
been
what I'm saying,
okay
in spots.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
they've been above average team overall. This is my problem. Seattle offense has been by far the best. Russell Wilson by far has been the best quarterback in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, he's cooked everybody. Don't get me wrong, he's played some bad defenses. He has. Yeah. But still, he's been on fire. So,
yeah.
Gesicki, tight end for Miami. Seattle's actually been very good against tight end spot. And Gesicki's actually been a bright spot. He's been good. He's been a lot better than I thought he would be this season so far. So, but I would possibly be looking to sit him this week and maybe take a flyer on another tight end.
Godflow. Start Gaskins this week. Trust me.
Okay. So, there's no way you take Miami Dolphins against Seattle Seahawks, right?
No.
Okay. We're all on Seattle, of course.
Yeah.
So, we'll move on. Baltimore against the Washington football team. There's not much to say.
Yeah. You get a pissed off Lamar Jackson versus Washington. You know what I'm saying? Who's often their strength on the team is the defensive line. You got Matt Ioannidis already out. And Chase Young is out with a groin injury.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Kerrigan out there by himself and Montez Sweat. They're already banged up. I'm telling you, they finna dog them. And they were already like one of the worst teams against the deep ball on the season. This is a get-right game for him, Marquise Brown, Andrews. They should eat in this game, to be honest with you. And given the running backs on Baltimore have not really produced in the way that you want them to do. If you own Melvin Ingram or J.K. Dobbins, they haven't produced at the speed that you want to. Everybody's holding on to J.K. Dobbins so much because we've seen them get those 2 touchdowns, but it's been really lackluster since. You know what I mean? So I think Alvin Kamara's outscored that whole backfield, to be honest with you. That's embarrassing. I think this is a get-right game for them. So, I mean, there's not much more to say. I don't think Haskins really survives the start. I think we'll see Kyle Allen in the second half of this game.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised. Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, you're starting him.
Yeah.
Marquise Brown, Mark Andrews. Like I said, all these guys, you kind of got to roll them out there. Marquise Brown has actually struggled through 2 weeks. Last week they struggled against Chiefs altogether, and the week before that they're blowing teams out. So you just don't know what you're getting with them. But he's the type of player all he needs one play. So Marquise Brown, Mark Andrews. I like Mark Ingram, and honestly, I got Dobbins as a sleeper in this game just because I think if the game gets out of hand, you're going to see a lot of Dobbins. Dobbins might probably end up leading the backfield in touches.
I think you're going to see a lot of Lamar Jackson.
Well, of course, you're going to see that early regardless. Flip side of the ball, Washington football team. I like Antonio Gibson, period. I do like Antonio Gibson, but you can't start him against Baltimore. I'm sorry.
Just wait one more week on the Antonio Gibson train. Trust me.
They've given up 0 touchdowns at the running back position, Baltimore has. So no Antonio Gibson because touchdowns been saving his fantasy production the last 2 weeks. Yeah. And then Terry McLaurin. Possibly a game-time decision. No way. They got no pass catchers. Sims is out. I mean, it's irrelevant. We're all in Baltimore. They're favored by, what, 50 points?
Yeah, it's probably going to be 100-0. No, they're honestly favored by 14 points, which is crazy out of 45 over and under. So that's telling you that they're not giving Washington a chance in this football game.
Yeah, of course. So we're both on Baltimore. We move on. Arizona on the road against Carolina. This is a game kind of like Detroit, New Orleans, where I think either one of these teams could win. You know, Arizona side of the ball. DeAndre Hopkins missed practice all week. Ankle injury. He's missed 2 games in his career. The GM wants to come out and say, if Hopkins has said he's going to play, then Hopkins is going to play.
Yeah.
And what I think, to be honest, I think Hopkins is going to end up playing. He's going to end up going out there and trying to play. Should he? I mean, it depends on how severe his ankle injury is, obviously, but I think he's going to try and give it a go. It's going to come down to pregame warm-ups is the worst part for you as a fantasy owner, but that's all right. If he doesn't go, Andy Isabella is a perfect spot for me to start. No problem. I'd get him in lineups. He's actually been pretty efficient over the last 2 weeks anyway. Caught 2 touchdowns last week, touchdown the week before. Kenyon Drake, this should be his day.
If he doesn't get the workload here, or you know what I'm saying, or productive against Carolina, giving up 4.9 yards per carry,
and 7 touchdowns.
You got to start selling them. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I think it should be high scoring. You look at Arizona last week; they lost to Detroit, which I said I knew that they were going to lose to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Davis looked good against the Chargers last week. You know what I'm saying? And Arizona gives up 4.4 yards per carry to the running back position. So I think Davis is a must start in this
absolutely.
game. DJ Moore, I think this is a sleeper game. He should try to get active. Given for some reason Arizona's been pretty good against the pass so far this year. You know
they
what I'm
have.
saying?
I looked at the stats, but they also haven't played a good wide receiver.
I mean, they played Galladay last week. You know what I'm saying? That 54 and a touchdown, but.
And they lost the game in that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll see what happens. But ultimately, 51.5 over and under. Arizona's only favored on the road by 3.5 points. I think Carolina takes this game, period. You got Roby running out the slot with 55 yards or a touchdown on the season. You know what I'm saying? I think they got a little bit of power on that offense, and I think Bridgewater finds a way to win this game.
Okay. I respect that absolutely. I've been in between and torn to choose a team in this game. Like you already mentioned, Mike Davis, easy start.
I also like the emergence of Andy Isabella.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you have to start a receiver and you're questionable about starting somebody, you might want to pick up Andy Isabella.
Absolutely. I would probably do it now, considering Christian Kirk, I think, is already a game-time decision. Yeah. And you're looking at DeAndre Hopkins being a game-time decision. So.
He's good, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Kenyon Drake, Kyler Murray. I'm going to go with Arizona Cardinals. I'm hoping... I have Kenyon Drake on my team, so I'm hoping that Kenyon Drake can finally break out. I've been blessed with some running backs, don't get me wrong, James Robinson, but hopefully Kenyon Drake can find a way to take care of business in this game. But we're split on that. You got Carolina, Arizona. Yeah. I absolutely agree with that. It could go either way. So on to the next one, Minnesota on the road against Houston. It's a get-right game for Houston, in my opinion. Minnesota, they played just good enough to lose the football game last week, and I think in this game, they're going to struggle, right? They're going to be able to run the football, absolutely. Dalvin Cook, Minnesota. Houston's given up the most rushing yards on the season, period. So Dalvin Cook, you saw last week, I want to say 170 yards rushing, something like that. It was something insane. He dominated. But Houston's also been very good against the wide receivers, giving up the fewest yards per reception on the season to wide receivers, just a shade under 10. And they've struggled throwing the football. You saw the emergence of Justin Jefferson last week. 7 receptions, 175 and a touchdown. Thielen, he just hasn't had that blow-up game. I mean, as the number one. He's actually been playing on the outside, not so much in the slot, which I think has probably hurt his production a little bit. In this game, obviously, if you drafted Thielen, you kind of got to start him. There's not much to it. I would take a flyer on Justin Jefferson, but on the Houston side of the ball, David Johnson, absolute start for me. Minnesota's defense is decimated in all aspects. So, same token, I would fire up Deshaun Watson. Probably should be a top 3 to 5 play this week. And then the receiving core. Will Fuller's looked great outside of the disappearing act in week 2. I don't know what happened, but yeah, he disappeared.
I think he was hungover. I keep telling everybody.
He must have been. But and then Randall Cobb, Brandon Cooks. Those are flexible guys for me in this matchup. But ultimately, I got Houston at home winning this game.
Yeah, it's a 54.5 over and under. Houston favored by 4 at home. You know what? Both teams, to be honest with you, have struggled passing. You know what I'm saying? Houston, on average, throwing the ball 31 times. Minnesota, only 26. Through 3 games, Houston is number 3 versus the pass versus Minnesota, which is 30.
Yeah.
I think, this is the time shine for Deshaun Watson. He has played some absolutely great fronts, absolutely great offense. I think he finishes top 5 quarterback this week. You like what Will Fuller's doing. We like what Randall Cobb finally did. You know what I'm saying? He got that guaranteed money. Brandon Cooks hopefully should be a factor in this game.
Yeah.
I do like DJ, of course. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Can Minnesota really do anything? You know what I'm saying? I think this is going to be a pure running game. I think the score might be a lot closer, lower. You know what I'm saying? So, if I had to pick a team, I'm taking Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They played like top tier teams. And I really think that Thielen probably don't blow up this game at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Thielen's honestly got an actual tough matchup. But if you drafted him, it's hard for you to sit him. You could have, if you took 2 or 3 running backs in the first 3 rounds, you probably have Thielen as your number 1.
You get a defense that's been that bad against an elite quarterback who is mobile. Yeah, I think they're going to shred them up.
Yeah, that's
possible.
possible.
Know what I mean? To be honest with you.
So we're both on Houston. Just a little quick note. Minnesota give up 4th most fantasy points per game to the wide receiver position. So like I said, Cooks, Cobb, Fuller, get them in your lineup. Find a way to get them in there if you can. So we can move on. The next matchup, I almost passed it up, because I got a itty bitty thing right here. New York Giants.
Yeah, who cares?
At the Los Angeles Rams. Yep, that's exactly it. Let's move on. We got the Los Angeles Rams in this game.
You're not starting nobody on that team, on the New York Football Giants. You're starting all the Rams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
13-point favorite, 48.5 over and under. Nothing more you can say about that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can just jump right to the next matchup. That's easy. New England Patriots and Kansas City Chiefs. Great matchup. You got 2 pretty evenly matched up teams right here.
Yeah, they are.
So, starts on New England. I have a hard time finding anybody to start. You saw last week, Kansas City Chiefs really contained Lamar Jackson, gave him fits on that front, and Cam Newton is very similar to Lamar Jackson, but he is a little different. You know what I mean? Their running aspects and styles are a little different. So, I struggle to start Cam in this matchup, to be honest. Running backs. I'm not sure who to start. They have 5 running backs. Damian Harris coming off IR. I'm not sure if he'll be active or not. There's got to be somebody that's going to be scratched. They have the J.J. Taylor guy.
He did look good.
Rex Burkhead,
Blew up.
obviously slap. James White, he is back now. So now it's like, now you got 5 running backs. We'll see what's going to come down to it at game time. I like James White just because of the mental aspect of it. The way, he was away from the team.
Yeah, motivated.
Exactly, for the family aspect. So, James White, in my opinion, could have some plays in this game.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And then on
shout
top of
out
that,
to James White and his family.
yeah, absolutely. So, Julian Edelman, the only viable wide receiver starter I would start in this game against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
On the flip side, Kansas City, you're going to fire up arguably the big 4. It's kind of like Baltimore. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You have to. You saw the pass work last week. Even if he doesn't find the end zone, he's getting enough work to put fantasy numbers up. So, ultimately, I got the Chiefs winning the game at home.
Yeah, it's a 53 over and under. Kansas City favored by 7. On paper, yeah, they do look very similar. You know what I'm saying? Both top 10 in offense, both top 10 in defense. But Kansas City is playing at a different warp speed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are the world champions. If I had to start Cam Newton, I would start him just because of his rushing ability alone.
Yeah, of course.
I like Edelman. I like what they do with Darius Bird or Bird. Well, I forget his first name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Harry. They can get open on plays. You know what I'm saying? And make that happen. When you have a mobile quarterback, you know what I'm saying? It just makes the play extend a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It
of
just
course.
makes them more relevant. Because honestly, if they have Brady there, they probably wouldn't be a relevant pass option at all. You know what I'm saying? So you could start those guys on the fringe, but I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? There's other options on the waiver. Like I said, Andy Isabella, guys like that. I will go try to stream those guys. You know what I'm saying in this game if you own any of those New England Patriots. But KC finna roll. That's it.
Absolutely. And if I had to give a chance to New England, if they can smash mouth, they got to win at the line. Offensive line, they got to be able to run the football effectively. That's the only way they have a chance to beat the Chiefs in this game. So we'll go to the Buffalo Bills on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders. And this should be a high-powered offensive game, offensive showcase, hopefully. Now, Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, nothing short of outstanding, in my opinion. Only second to Russell Wilson, as great as it's been this season.
There are areas
so far.
where he can be better, but so far this season, he's been like lights out. You know what I'm saying? He obviously could be a top 2 quarterback right now. Yeah. There's a lot of turnovers that he's doing. They run a lot of big sets, you know what I'm saying, with Diggs and Brown and Beasley, you know what I'm saying? So just throw the ball out of bounds. That's all you have to do, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he made some baller plays.
The turnovers is like ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? That's how you win and lose football games. You see, the Rams came back on them in a game. They did pull it out, but you know what I mean. That's the difference between being elite and you know what I'm saying a good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Well, so you have to get those things figured out. What's also unique about Buffalo, they kind of play up to their opponents. You know what I'm saying? Now, given Ruggs is out for this game, pretty much. Let's just say he's out.
Yeah.
Brian Edwards already out. Where they struggle at is that short game.
Yep.
Hunter Renfrow, sleeper in this game for me. I like Waller in this game. They're bottom 10 team against the tight end position, and Waller is no joke. You can barely guard this guy.
Oh yeah, of course.
250 running 4.4. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? He's ridiculous. And then you still got Josh Jacobs running the ball in the middle. You know what I mean? And those linebackers, Milano and Evans, been banged up a little bit. So I mean, it's not like you know what I'm saying. The Raiders are chopped liver here. You know what I'm saying? They can come out and give a little bit of offense. I think their defense could probably trick Josh Allen. That's what I'm saying. They could probably play up to the Raiders, and that's not a good situation, especially given that Brown has been ailing with that calf injury. You know what I'm saying? So there is a window where the Raiders can win this game, but I really don't think so. I think the Buffalo just runs through them. 52.5 over and under. Buffalo favored by 3 points. I'm taking Buffalo on the road. Starting Allen, Diggs, Bills defense probably. I don't know. I think Josh Jacobs getting the end zone. You know what I'm saying? I'm sleeping Cole Beasley, to be honest with you.
Okay. That's
you know what I mean?
that's an absolute possibility. Buffalo Bills. You're starting Josh Allen. Diggs has been great, actually, considering. So, Devin Singletary. Zach Moss questionable in this game. Limited in practice. If he plays, he might still be limited. Yeah. Devin Singletary last week, Now I'm doing what you're doing. Last week, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Devin Singletary, last week, had the lion's share of touches. Finished okay. Did pretty solid. Las Vegas Raiders, been terrible against the running backs on the season. Not very good. So, Singletary definitely. Flip side of the ball, Raiders. Darren Waller, you're starting him. Josh Jacobs, you're starting him, plain and simple. Renfrow is a huge sleeper for me. Buffalo has been dominated by the slot receiver. 3 games this year, Jamison Crowder, 100 yards touchdown. Week 2 against Miami Dolphins. Gesicki, they said, ran out of the slot 90% of his plays, 100 yards and a touchdown. Last week, Cooper Kupp, 100 yards and a touchdown. That tells me if Las Vegas Raiders are going to hang in this game, Renfrow is going to be pretty good.
Renfrow did pretty good against the Patriots.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He was killing it in spots.
Exactly. So, huge sleeper for me. Probably a viable flex option that's going to get you probably 12 to 15 points easy.
If they win this game, oh my God.
I got to take Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. So, we'll move to the Sunday night matchup. San Francisco 49ers, decimated with injuries, on the road against Philly.
Decimated with injuries.
Yes, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Their whole team is injured no matter what. Philadelphia's got to win this game. They do. They go to 0-4. I mean, at this point, what do you do being 0-4? The good part is their division, the only team that's leading is 1-2. So they have a chance, of course. But
So was Washington.
I got you. San Francisco. Raheem Mostert ruled out. Deebo Samuel still ruled out. Jimmy Garoppolo ruled out. Nick Mullins played pretty good.
Yeah.
I saw a stat, 4 of 9 games. He's had over 100-plus pass rating.
He's been in the system for a long time, you know what I'm saying? He's been running with the twos. He got Ayuk out there. You know what I'm saying? Kittle's a staple on that offense.
Yeah, of course.
Period for any quarterback. So, I mean, I think the chemistry is going to be there. You've seen it last week, you know what I mean? Ayuk found a touchdown. Against this Philadelphia Eagles team, outside of Darius Slade, they trash, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The D-line is pretty good. So you worry about the running ability that the Niners have, especially with McKinnon having bruised ribs and ailing the knee a little bit. You think Jeff Wilson, like we said last week, going to get a little bit more run than McKinnon. You know what I mean? Just because he is that injury prone, period. It's kind of a toss-up, but I really think I got San Francisco at home. I think they have enough on defense to get this job done. You know what I'm saying? Wentz has looked nothing short but fucking terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's only a matter of time for, I feel like, Hurts to come in. I think it's going to be mid-game. You know what I'm saying? To be real with you, Alshon is not in this game. I think Deshaun Jackson's questionable to play this game as well.
Out.
So he's out?
Yes.
Ruled out. Who they going to throw the ball to?
Deshaun Jackson ruled out.
Greg Ward, and that's
Alshon Jeffrey, yes. Alshon Jeffrey ruled out. I think Whiteside, I think, is even ruled out. If I can get it right. Greg Ward. Zach Ertz.
San Francisco winning this game.
Miles Sanders. If I'm starting on the Philly side, Zach Ertz, obviously, Miles Sanders. Those are the only 2 guys I can trust.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. You saw 4 guys.
Miles Sanders was limited all week with a glute injury.
Well, they said he's ready to go. He's ready to run the back end. But 49ers, you saw last week, even with the B team, destroyed a New York Giants team. I mean, it wasn't even close. So that tells me they're still a good football team, regardless, and they're championship caliber, period. Yeah. So we got the 49ers on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles.
They got to beat that curve, yeah.
Of course. Monday Night Football, last matchup, Atlanta.
57 over and under.
On the road against the Green Bay Packers, who have looked like a Super Bowl caliber team, period.
Yeah.
They've played great. Aaron Rodgers.
Phenomenal.
If
he looked like 28-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
If Russell Wilson and Josh Allen weren't playing so great, we'd be talking about Aaron Rodgers. But
I'm talking about him right now.
No, I'm saying in that same breath, I would put him as the 3rd guy behind those guys is playing just out of their mind so far through 3 weeks of the season.
A lot of kudos to Aaron Rodgers. A lot of kudos to Aaron Jones. Big kudos to that offensive line. Aaron Rodgers is not getting breathed on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this Atlanta team is not going to breathe on him at all. So I think, I don't care who the pass catcher is there, Rodgers is going to find a way to get this done. We obviously know that Matt Ryan and that defense is going to find a way to lose this football game, period. Yes. Given that their top 2 targets are already hurt on this team or going into the game limited if they do play at all.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got Julio with a mild hamstring. He's not going to be at full speed. So, I mean, does he really garner double coverage? Then you got Calvin Ridley. I mean, they're saying an ankle and a calf. That's a high ankle sprain. You know what I'm saying? So his cuts may not be there. We'll see come Monday night. But I think, especially how slow Gurley looks right now, and then you got a 6'1" Brian Hill in this game. I just don't feel like he's going to have the burst to really carry the team on this matchup. You got Aaron Jones. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. You run the 12 with your tight ends. If Devontae Adams is limited, you can still hit MVS. You know what I'm saying? I think that team got it. Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay at home. They get it done.
Yeah, of course. Atlanta side of the ball. You got to worry about Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley injured. You don't know what you're going to do with the starts. If they're healthy, you kind of got to roll them out there. Green Bay, their defense has been good, but not great. You expect the Atlanta Falcons to have to probably come from behind in this game. So I would probably roll those guys out there. Hayden Hurst also.
Yeah.
I like Gurley in the matchup. It's a good matchup for him, but if they fall behind too fast, who knows? You already see Gurley looking at like a 50% snap share as it is. So that's not good. Matt Ryan, you got to start him. Plain and simple. It's a good spot for him. Flip side of the ball, Green Bay Packers. Aaron Jones all day. Devontae Adams. Questionable with the hamstring. They said he practiced today. He's still on a wait and see, but if he's out there, you're going to play him. They lost Lazard. 4 to 6 weeks, they're saying, possibly 6 to 8 weeks. It hurts the offense immensely. Don't get me wrong, but you know, if you had MVS and you got to flex him, I understand. Atlanta Falcons have not been good. You already see it.
Yeah.
They've just been bad. A bad football team overall. So, and then I don't know if I mentioned Aaron Jones, but it's Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
The guy's beast. So, of course, we got the Packers on the road, or I'm sorry, at home
Yeah.
on Monday Night Football. So,
Frozen Tundra.
of course. So that's been the matchups for Week 4. We got the sit starts, our pick'ems, all that good stuff. So for the first 4 downs, it's been B. Scott,
G.O.D.
and we out.